Hey guys, Steve here with Utah Outdoor Adventures, and today is Thrift Store Thursday. Knew you'd be excited about that one, and I had a pretty good find this week. I picked up for $5 the Magic Heat emergency stove. Kind of a little backpacking type stove, but heavy. It probably weighs about a pound, so much heavier than an alcohol stove. It runs on sterno fuel. It's mostly intended to be an emergency stove, but it can be used for camping and that kind of thing. I got these for $5 each. Don't know if you can see that price tag there. I think you can. I say these because I picked up two of them. There we go. There were two on the shelf. These are brand new in the box that somebody donated to a thrift store. Also, another thing I picked up, and this is just throwing in almost as an afterthought, this is the Camelbak Chute water bottle. I've sterilized it in my dishwasher, so no worries about drinking out of it. This is a $27 bottle. I got it for 69 cents at a thrift store, and it's in great shape. It's a little scratched up, but all the markings are still there, and that's about it. Somebody just donated this, and it became my little treasure. So that's just for the sake of throwing it in there. What I want to focus on today are these little stoves. Why don't we go ahead and open it up and take a look at what's inside, what you get when you buy this kit. Before I get into that though, I just realized I looked this up on Amazon. It's about $7 and then another $5-6 for shipping, so you're looking at $11, $12, $13 depending on the prices online at the time. This was $5 solid at a thrift store. Of course, you're not going to find it every time you go to the thrift store, but between the two, I would have paid online about $20. And instead, I got them both for half that. Got them both for $10. So, but anyway, let's go ahead and take a look inside and see what we're dealing with here. Okay, let's pop this bad boy open. Okay, so as you can see, when you open it, you have everything you need. Let's go ahead and take that out. This is of course, the pot stand. This comes apart, maybe for easier packing when you're putting it in a pack. Here's the stove portion, and here is the actual can of sterno fuel, and that's what it comes with. So there you go, there's that. Okay, so we unscrew the lid. We have is a wick that is saturated in sterno fluid fuel, and then this little stove piece just snaps right on there. Come on. Or it doesn't. Okay, this sets on there. It doesn't really snap. Now, as you can see, there are little cuts into the metal to help place everything and hold it sturdy to support your pot. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and give this a test. I sort of tested one of them the other day, but you know, I didn't really follow through with the whole thing. But let's go ahead and go in the other room and light this thing up and see how it does, how long it takes to boil water on it. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is take this off, set it aside for a second while we light her up. My son is playing video games on my phone in the other room, so if you hear screaming, that's all that is. Hopefully that's the only screaming you hear. Oh, look at that. Awesomeness. Good boy. Alright, let's try this again. Okay. Now granted, if you're camping or backpacking, you may not use matches. You can even go in this way through the side. It's probably easier. Get that wick lit. Okay, I don't know if you can tell, but that's burning. And we will place our stand back on here. And I'm going to fill my homemade cook pot. You may have seen in my other video when I made my alcohol stove out of a cat food can. This is made from a chili can. And I'm going to go ahead and put 2 cups of water in it. We'll see how long it takes to boil. Okay, we've got our 2 cups of water, and go ahead and place that on there. It's nice and sturdy, I will give it that. That's not going to tip over. And put my lid on and start the timer. Now while we're waiting for that to boil, I just want to mention that each canister of fuel has a 6-hour burn time. You can use it indoors. Obviously I'm using it on my kitchen counter. It's apparently safe, and you know, I don't feel like I'm suffering from the fumes, although it does have an odor. The stove is made of aluminum, and it says on the packaging that it burns 3 times longer than alcohol fuels, which is probably true, but I have to say that alcohol will burn hotter and faster. So I don't know if you've seen my alcohol stove I made out of a cat food can. It took about 4 minutes to boil water. So right now we're at 3 minutes, and we don't even have small bubbles on the bottom of the pot yet. However, it's quite warm, so it's getting there. It's just going to take a longer time for this to reach a boiling point than an alcohol stove, or of course for a canister stove, backpacking type stove, pocket rocket, that kind of thing. Okay, so right now we're at 4 minutes. And looks like we're slowly getting some tiny bubbles in there. Okay, we are at 7 minutes now. And we've got some small bubbles in the bottom. Looking at a much longer burn time for this than alcohol or canister stove. Alright. Jeez, guys, this is taking a long time to boil. Obviously I need to do some modifications on my lid. Doesn't want to go on. Once it's on, but it's picky. 12 minutes. Still just starting to get there. Taking its sweet time. 13 minutes. Let's see how we're doing. I think I may unload my dishwasher and put the dishes away waiting for this thing. Over here where there's no shadows. Oh, look at that. Getting some small boiling action going on. Just a shade under a decade. One thing I'm noticing is that this really had to prime before I could get it to heat the water, which means that, you know, it just had to burn for a while. It's really getting a nice flame on it now, so we're looking at probably a 3 to 5 minute prime time. But I'm at 14 minutes now and still waiting for the full boil to kick in. That's a good thing this fuel has a 6-hour burn time, also known as 2 cups of water boiled in that same time period. It is really taking a long time. 16 minutes. Almost there. 16 minutes. You know, most sitcoms are 22 minutes. Just saying. Something to compare it to. You could sit and watch a show before this thing would come to a boil. 21 minutes. 21 minutes. Almost there. 23 minutes later, we have a almost full rolling boil. Close enough anyway. 23 minutes. That's nuts. I could probably hold a lit match under this thing and get it to boil faster. Anyway, it's kind of calming down because I took the lid off. But so you're looking at a 23-minute boil time in a controlled environment. Of course, if you were in the mountains with wind or weather conditions impeding your burn time, who knows, half hour? Tough to say. So yeah, 23 minutes for that. Now to put this out, it's like the alcohol, it's just a simple blowout. Let me set this over here on my stovetop so I don't ruin my countertop. That's it. A lot of smoke. Okay, well, my initial impressions of this are not that great. Takes a long time compared to a little homemade alcohol stove. However, I would use this as an emergency stove. Throw it in a backpack in your car, or, you know, bug out bag, 72-hour kit, whatever. Something like that. I don't know if I would take it camping or especially backpacking just because of the long burn time. But it has its purpose, it has its uses. The stove portion I like, but the fuel is very slow burning. So, I don't know, it's kind of hit or miss. My overall opinion is it was worth $5, not $10, or let alone $12, $13 with shipping. So, there you have it. Thrift Store Thursday, Magic Heat Emergency Stove. Hope you've enjoyed this this edition, this episode. Feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. Look for me on Facebook, Utah Outdoor Adventures with Stephen Grames. Thank you for watching. Hope you'll join me in another episode. Thanks, guys.
Or probably the same weight as a... This little thing probably weighs about a pound, so it's kind of heavy as far as backpacking goes, and it's kind of bulky. And or you don't, depending on whether or not it's loose. Use the other one that I've already done. That does not want to come off. Holy crap. Piece of crap. There we go. And then we put the crossbars back on. Actually, I'll go like this. As you can see, there are little, doesn't go that way. That makes no sense, it has to go that way. Get that liquid, get that wick lit. Get that wick lit. The stove is made of aluminum, and yeah. Hold on. You have a cold?
No, it's gone.
It's gone?
Yeah. And I was worried about the boy cost money.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, don't download an app that costs money, okay?
And look, he cost $99.
Yeah, please don't download that.